Hello, this is Mike with CSI Gaming. After a long night of playing Magic, I have a Zendikar Rising box. It is the draft boosters, and I will be unboxing this for all of you. We're going to get right into it. As you can see, all of them's right here. I'll go ahead and take the packs out. Set them aside. Alright, all the packs right here. Let's get to cracking, see what we get. This is very unique set of Zendikar because a lot of people see these cards here. Sorry. They see this and there's like, well, what is that? Well, that's a placeholder card for the flip lands. I'm going to show you what we're getting here. Sorry if it's too dark for you. Legend, we got a rare Grockmaw Skyclave Ravenger, a flip land, the Makani Stampede to the Mesas. Those are unique. I'm gonna skip all the uncommons and commons because a alternate art Dreadworm, that's pretty unique, that's cool. It's a landfall. What we're interested in this is the mythics and some of the higher end cards. A token. Swamp. We have a rare elf, it looks like. Another flip land, the ambush, and the territory. And then we got all the uniques, the commons. I mean, they pretty much put everything in this set up front. There's all the good stuff's up front, so you ain't gotta worry about wasting time getting to the back of the deck to try to find all the good cards. On this pack, we got a construct, an island. We got a rare flip land, which is the Bright Climb Pathway, which flips over to a black pathway. And then we're back to the uniques. The way the draft boosters work is that they don't have any of the fancy art cards like the set boosters have, so these will have 15 cards in it, whereas the set booster, I believe, has more cards than this. We have a copy and a swamp. Sorry if you hear my dogs back behind me, they're playing. Throne of Makani rare. It is basically just a fancy land. A unique flip, alternative art, Skyclave, Geopede. And we're just got all our commons. Most of the commons in this set are worth anywhere from 3 to probably 10 cents, so they're not really valuable cards. As much as some rares can be worth up to $5 in this set, and I've seen some mythics that are really up there. We got us another placeholder, a plains. Well, that was fine. We got a common foil pressure point. That should have been a rare or a mythic slot, but our rare is a Skyclave Shade. Then we got our unique, our commons, We're about on our 4th or 5th pack now. Still going here. Let's see if we can, they got a placeholder in just about every pack, guys. I'm telling you, this is great. We have a mountain. We have a rare. Human warrior. I noticed they're starting to bring back the party mechanics in this game. We have a flip land, a veil to a coast. The party mechanic is where you can have a cleric, a warrior, a rogue, a mage, an alternate art hellhound, and more commons. It doesn't look like there's much in this deck. It's either hit or miss. It's like you're either going to hit gold or you're not. We're going to flip this one over and we're going to have our Angel Warrior, our island, a unique, which should be where a mythic is. I don't understand this, or rare, but since it is a foil, the foil could take the place of it, which means the next one will be a rare. Paragon Elf, rare. A flip land, or a flip card that's an instant, or a thicket. Most of these cards after that are just commons, uncommons, like I said before. Not really much value in the uncommons and commons. It's very hard, I've seen, out of everybody I've had pull cards with us tonight, they all got around 3 to 6 mythics per box, so they're very hard to come by in this set. A mountain, a foil common again, which means naturally the next one is a rare, and this one is a unique card, as you can tell. It is the crab. It's an 017, which is a 4-drop. And if you pay the extra, his toughness lowers and his power becomes the amount of islands you control. So his 17 gets weaker, but he'll be able to attack more. He's a very good blocker, however. Another flip land, or a flip card, I should say. The shelter to the glacier. These flip cards are weird, and that's the reason why you need the placeholders. And then we got our commons and uncommons. Just all kind of commons and uncommons. All right, here we go. All right, we got a welcome to Magic the Gathering Arena, free to play. It's what I mostly do my tutorials on. It's a free to play application. It's a good way to get into Magic. We got a land. We finally got a mythic. All right, Scourge of the Skyclaves. It's a kicker. Kicker means to pay the extra mana when you cast it. It says when you cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life, rounded up. Scourge of the Skyclave's power and toughness are equal to 20 minus the highest life total amongst players. So if you play this card at the end of the game and everybody is low life, 20 minus the highest life total, if everybody's in single digits, this guy can have over 10 toughness at that point. Very cool card. So we got our first mythic, another flip, which is the takedown and the plateau. And then we're back to our uncommons and common cards, which there's nothing to call home about, so I usually skip those. Go on here to the next pack. When it comes to Zendikar Horizon, I think the set boosters are going to have more card value in each pack than the draft boosters. But they also cost more, so the offset is how much you pay per box for what you get. Another Welcome to Arena. We got us a Swamp. Everybody needs that. Hey, we got us a Nahiri, a Mythic Planeswalker. That's about $5. A red flip land, which is a sorcery, and land. It's a uncommon. And then we're back to our uncommons and commons again. And another alternative art Dreadworm. Yeah, these things are so hard to crack into when you don't have nails. Or your thumb has macrodactyly on it. Alright. We got us another placeholder card. Oh boy, a Swamp. I haven't seen that in a while. We got us a rare Serpent. Verzo, the Split Current. It's a 0/0, huh? It says that it enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it. As we can see, the X factor at the top means that you have to pay 1 blue, 1 green, and then how many ever other cards you want to give it how many 1/1s. We got us a Flip, which is the distribution, or disruption, I should say, which flips over to a blue land, the Ruins. And we're back to our uncommon and commons again, which most of these are always going to be very common cards that you will see thousands of. So we're going to skip them. And get into the next pack here. We got us a placeholder, a Plains. We got a rare Flip, Clear Water Pathway, and a Murk Water Pathway rare. And then uncommon and commons. By now you can start to see a trend with these, and the reason why this box is so cheap is it is packed full of uncommons and commons. Whereas if we remember just a set back, Double Masters was chock full of extra rares and mythics, but it also was chock full of extra price tag. I believe at the time a standard booster box was roughly $300. We have a Mythic Land, a Shatter Skull Smashing, Flip Land, that this is the sorcery side. Says that it deals X damage divided as you choose amongst up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalker. If X is 6 or more, it deals twice X damage divided amongst those instead, and it flips over into a Shatter Skull the Hammer Pass. Back to our uncommons and commons again. I mean, it's just a lot of bulk in these things that it makes up so much of the box that the value is in your first 3 cards. Right, really, it's in the 3rd card, because usually the first one's going to be your placeholder, second one's going to be your land, and the 3rd one's going to be either a mythic or a rare usually. We got a copy, token, a mountain. Now, I will say this about the lands in Zendikar. They're beautiful. And I can already tell you that the next card is going to be something that is very valuable. I don't want to spoil it, but it looks like it's a box topper Jace. Let's see. There it is. Jace the Mirror Mage box topper mythic. That is a very nice pull. He's a kicker. The kicker price is 2. It says when he enters the battlefield, if Jace was kicked, create a copy token of Jace, the Mirror Mage, except it's not a legendary, and its starting loyalty is 1. So basically, with this card kicked, you can have 2 planeswalkers on the board that can scry, or you can draw a card and reveal it, remove any number of loyalty counters equal to that card's converted mana cost from Jace. We have a flip land. I want to have somebody check the value on that Jace to see where it's at now. Our uncommons and commons. The reason why I'm going fast, if you haven't just now started like watching or catching on, is these Zendikar boxes, these expedition, I should say the draft boosters, let me get it right, are just chock full of commons and uncommons. So really skipping that is like the majority of the pack. We have a Drake, a Forest, an uncommon. When the uncommon is in this slot, it's usually a foil, and that's what that is. That is a foil. Instant. Creatures your opponents control get +2/-0 until end of turn, which flips over into a coast. Now, if you just wanted to use these for the lands, that's beautiful because they still tap out. They still tap out for 1 mana, it's just like any other land. We got a rare, Maddening Cacophony. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm murdering these words. It's a mill card. I'm already liking it. Kick 3 +1. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If this spell was kicked, instead each opponent mills half their library rounded up. This is going in my mill deck for sure. That is a beautiful card, and it's half their deck, guys. If you're playing Commander and your opponent has a 100-card deck, you just took 50 out of play with this card. A flip card. And then we're back to our uncommons and commons again. Mostly filler, which if I'm not mistaken, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cards out of 15, minus an extra one for the land and the filler card. 2 cards matter the most. And it looks like that Jace, even though it's beautiful, is only worth $12.50. As you can see, here's the placeholder. There's the land. The rare, which is a Cragplate Veloth. So here's where the money slot would have been for this card, would be the 3rd card in. There's just a rare. And then the next one would have been an uncommon flip, which some of these uncommon flips may go for $1 or $2 if lucky. Then after that, you're back to the uncommons and commons. There go the majority of the pack. We're about halfway through this box. I should say we're about 1/3 because I added some extra packs that I won tonight in the pre-release event to it because they're just sealed packs anyways. Why not add more to it? Plains. A rare human wizard that is a Magmatic Chandler. Back to the uncommons and commons again. That's a crazy little crocodile. An alternate art. Little insect. Landfall. When a land enters the battlefield you control, gain 1 life. That's pretty neat if you're like my son Zach, who likes to fight you by gaining so much life you can't kill him. That's why I chose to go mill deck, because it don't matter how much life he's got. If he ain't got the cards, you can't play him. And I'm getting the 1 finger salute from him. We got a plant token. We have a basic land to a uncommon. When this uncommon is in the 3rd slot, it's a foil. Artifact creature, it's a golem. It's a 6/6 with a 3. It can't attack or block unless you have 8 or more cards in their library. So, yeah, this card right here is pretty late game, unless you got a good mill deck. And if you do, this card right here can come out at 6/6 for only 3 mana. That's a pretty powerful card, as long as your opponent has a lot in his graveyard. The next one would always be a rare, usually. I've not seen a foil. I might be wrong. If so, you know, comment below and show us a video where there's a mythic that follows a foil. We have our rare. And then we have uncommons and commons. Another alternate art Dreadworm. I think they give you 20 of these in each pack. Let me move some of these cards out of the way. So we can continue with some more of these packs here. If you haven't had a chance yet and you're just now seeing this video, down below will be links for you to follow our page at CSI Gaming. We always like for you to give us a good like and a follow, as we have a shop on TCG Player where we sell most of our Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Magic cards. Here's our land. We got a rare Null Priest of Oblivion. This is the first time I've seen this card. It is a kicker. It has Menace and Lifelink. Menace means that it requires 2 cards to block it. You can't block it with just 1. So if your opponent has only 1 card left on its battlefield early in the game, since it's a 2 mana, it can't block you, and you got lifelink. That's pretty cool. And it says when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. So early on in the game, you know, Menace might not matter, but later on in the game, you can return a pretty powerful card back into play. Then we got our uncommons and commons. So basically, if you don't hit anything big on that 3rd card slot, it's pretty much a done deal for that pack. But to be fair, most of these cards, they're probably going to be just a few dollars a pack. I don't see these draft boosters being worth $4.99. You might be able to get them for $2.99 or even $3.99. I'm not going to say these are worth as much as I would say the double masters at Hall. We got a land. We got a common foil. And of course the rare that follows it is a blue-black. Then we're back to our commons and uncommons. Now that's just a crazy art card. Sorry if it's dark in here. I was having a glare, so I decided to turn the light off so it helps. Here we go. We got a welcome to the Magic the Arena. I believe this card may be worth some money one day. All right, we have a Plains, which is, yeah. All right, that's pretty neat. Right off into a rare. And what I've seen on this was red, white, and blue. For a minute there, I kind of got a little patriotic because that right there kind of throws you off. But I'm going to read this. When it's a landfall, whenever a land comes onto the battlefield under your control, choose one. Create a 2/2 white cat beast, or put a 1/1 token on each creature you control. This is very good for tribal decks, or like if you are making the Ren and Siri commander deck, cats is great. And we got our commons and uncommons, and an alternate art pickaxe. And an alternate art insect. If you're following some of the pre-cons that are coming out, there's a blue and black that's coming out called Sneak Attack. I believe this card will be in that deck. And what's great about the pre-cons for Zendikar is there's no fluff, no mess about it. It's a straight 100 card deck for $24 retail. And most of the, I believe the commanders previous to that was $40 or $50, which is crazy. We got our foil. That was in the mythic slot or rare slot, which means the next card is a rare. Kazaa, the Royal Chaser. Our commons and uncommons. Basically the whole pack. Yeah, my wife just asked me, are they all like this? Yes, these aren't like double masters. You don't get a whole lot of good cards in one. You pretty much got a one shot at getting anything worth anything. And it's always in the third or fourth slot, depending. Got a Plains, which brings us to our third slot, which is a foil Lotus. Even though this card is a rare, the regular Lotus Cobra is around $5 or $6. So this one's probably going to be worth a little more since it is a foil. So this is going to be one of the rare instances where the rare is going to be worth more than probably any of the other cards we have pulled out of that slot so far, which is a double rare. Okay, we got us another rare, which is a sorcery. I've seen some of these rares $5 or $6, some of them even more. Got some uncommons and commons again, which we've discussed several times is pretty much the bulk of the deck. Or bulk of the pack, I should say. I mean, this draft booster would be great for Pauper format that uses a lot of commons and uncommons in that format, because you're going to get a majority of them that's going to be within that one. I can tell you so far, I've counted 3 mythics we've pulled. One was a land, one was a planeswalker, 2 planeswalkers. Actually, I forgot we got both planeswalkers so far. There's our land, our rare, Kargan the Imitator. All right, so the foil, if I'm reading this right, a regular showcase Lotus Cobra is $9. The one we pulled was a foil, so that card is actually worth $24. That card is worth more than some. That card is worth more than some mythics we've pulled out of this box. So there's $24. So that was a good hit. And our commons and uncommons. Now, if you was to sell every card in this box, there's an alternative art. Lyric. If you was to sell every card in this box, and I'm going to say commons and uncommons as well, for what face value is, you would always make more money. However, you will never find somebody who needs all these cards. There's no way that everybody's going to need all these commons and uncommons. So to make your money back on these cards is to make them back on the Expedition box topper, which we opened prior to this video, and it was a $40 fetch lands that we sold back to the game store because he wants to collect them all. And we're not interested in any fetch lands. We have a rare ooze, which is a flop, and then you're back to your commons and uncommons. And then an alternate art squid. The alternate art commons and uncommons really ain't worth much more than the regular ones, but they're just cool to have, especially if you have that commander list and it has it in there. Why not go for the prettier art, right? I mean, we all want our decks to look pretty. Put the foils and the pedaz in it and the showcase art. Planes. Will we get that mythic? No, we will not. Well, we'll get a common. Deliberate foil, which means the next one's a rare, but this is neat. This is a rare flip showcase. Some of these cards are worth $4 to $5. Get my cards back up here. And we're back to our commons and uncommons, unfortunately. That relic golem is pretty amazing. It says it can attack, but you can pay 2 and your player has to mill 2 cards. So if you're very mana heavy and you're on a mill deck, why not, right? Standard commons and uncommons. A mountain. Inscription of Ruin, which is a rare. Kicker, 4 converted mana cost, choose 1. If this spell was kicked, choose any number instead. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Return any creature card with a converted mana of 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Or destroy target creature with converted mana 3 or less. Then we're back to our commons and uncommons. There's this little mouse. The human rogue with flying and flash. Even though he's an uncommon, as long as you control another rogue, you know. This one's probably going to be in the mill deck too. I just read down here, whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. So that's probably going to be in Sneak Attack, the pre-con that's coming out. Our commons and uncommons. I mean, with these cards here, it's pretty much, if you don't see anything pretty within that third card, it's pretty much a downer. But these lands, these pretty lands, make up for it. We have a rare rogue. Can't be blocked if you have another cleric, warrior, rogue, or wizard. enter the battlefield this turn. So if he was your second card, he can't be blocked. But it says this turn, so if he has summoning sickness, how does that even work? Somebody explain that one to me. Uncommons and commons. That's a crazy card. A alternate art ox. They're just pretty. Not real valuable, but pretty to look at. Where's all these cool cards at we haven't seen in this deck yet? Placeholder, forest, a rare insect, skewed swarm, landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. If you control 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of the creature itself. Weird card, but okay. Commons and uncommons. I love the art on that. That's a tattoo for me. A disenchant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, which is real good against these heavy artifact decks that we've seen come from Double Masters. Thank you, Jorah. Jorah, if you don't know, is a commander card from the Double Masters deck that, if you use it right with lower cost artifacts, you can make a pretty powerful deck using Aether Flux Reservoir. There's a cat token and a swamp. All right, we finally found a mythic. This is an Ancient Green Warden, and this is a very powerful card for your landfall decks that you'll be making. Landfall Commander is probably going to be popping up everywhere after these hit the market next week. It has reach, and it says you may play lands from your graveyard. If a land enters the battlefield, causing a trigger ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. We're going to get a price check on that one. I believe that one's going to be worth $5 or $6, I'm guessing. But commons, uncommons. Ooh, this is the first time I've seen this griffin. Wow, that's beautiful. I've opened 4 boxes tonight, and this is the first fletchling I've seen, and it's beautiful. A kite sail artifact. We got us another. This card always gets me. It's like a free swing when you pay the mana cost if you have a big card out there. And the wording is a little confusing. It says target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to the target creature you don't control. So it's basically saying that that creature can attack that creature without even having a tap. We're getting on down here to about 7-8 packs left. You get out these wrappers, I tell you. Right. We got us a plant. All right, that Ancient Green Warden was a lot more than I thought it was. He's going right now for TCG player has him for $15.58 as at the lowest price right now. We got that, which is an island. A foil common. Bug catcher. Ugly looking joker. And as I said before, if there's a foil common in that slot, do we get a mythic? No, we don't. We get a rare. It's a angel warrior with flying. It says when it enters the battlefield, you may reveal a card you own named the Legion from outside the game and put into your hand. So this card would be pointless in Commander. Why? Because you can't have but only one of this card. So when it enters the battlefield, I mean, how are you going to get it from outside the game? I mean, come on, Wizards of the Coast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and look, and the 12th card is a alternate art cat. With trample and landfall, when the land enters the battlefield you control, put a 1/1 counter on it. It's just an alternative art uncommon. Cards like that make no sense. I mean, Commander, you can only have one copy of every creature. You can only have duplicate copies of basic lands, so how can I play one from outside the game if it violates the rules of that said format? Placeholder, a swamp, a rare flip land, and here we go again. Majority of the deck, big pile of the deck is just commons and uncommons. I'm not even gonna fool with that one. That one was depressing. Looks like my son's gonna help me with one off camera. Construct, an island, a rare Skyclave relic. It's a kicker, indestructible. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, you create 2 tapped tokens that are copies of this. So, great. We have artifacts that are indestructible. When it enters the battlefield kicked, you can create 2 more tokens just like it. What does it do? It adds 1 mana. So it's mana ramp. Okay. Our uncommons and commons. I'm going to tell you guys, this set is it's good if you get what you need, which I did earlier tonight. But for just the sheer collecting part of any value, there is no, I'm going to say, there's no value in the draft boosters over the set boosters. If I had to pick, I would go with the set boosters over the draft. Pay the $20 extra and get the pretty art cards, and even a chance to get the cards off of the list. I think there's like 600 cards, 300 cards, something like that. We got our basic land. We got us a Nighthawk Scavenger rare. An uncommon flip, a Korim Warrior with trample that flips over into a Arcrum Teeth land. Commons and uncommons. There's us a Mace, a Sneaking Guide, Broken Wings, let's see, Solidarity, a Scathe Cat, a Glacier Gap, and some Rage. I'm raging right now because these packs are horrible. We got us a rare. A Black Bloom Rogue, which is a flip with Menace to the Bog. Then our commons and uncommons. An alternate art beast. It says the creature type is a beast, and it's just a common. Seems like my son's helping me make this video a lot quicker, seeing as how we're going 44 minutes in, and he's pulling cards off camera. Placeholder, island. Here we go with a foil rare. This is a foil rare in that slot, which means we're going to get a double rare this time. The other one is a Glasspool Mimic. You may have Glasspool Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other types. Good card to have to mimic something. And then there's a Glasspool Shore. Your commons and uncommons. And that is all the packs that I have out of this box. I would like to thank you for watching, and click the links below, subscribe, leave us a message. We'd like to hear from you. We're just now starting up CSI Gaming. It's out of Rockdale, Illinois. It has just started up. Like I said, it has a store page on TCG Player where they sell mostly Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon. But they do some Magic. The store will be opening up once this whole COVID mess kind of kicks over, so they can really get into the swing of things. But you can follow them on their Facebook page, their YouTube page. All the links are below. Thanks for watching. Good night.